Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be a GEO trade breakdown. So the little pre-trade variables, this is a hot stock. So that means that this is the highest volume that is traded in a very long time. So we can expect larger than average range. 8:30 in the pre-market, we had significant aspirants at 8:30 that stood out above print personality. So that showed someone has some intentions for this. So now we just pulled up the stock. Maybe we saw it run from 8:50 to 9 where we weren't in it. Now we're looking to set up a game plan. We're anticipating aspirants here at 9, and then we're going to set up a game plan if we get aspirants at 9. Very well could not, very well could just pull back. Keeping in mind volume is great right now. We're waxing into the millions in terms of 9 ask there. Some great ask, huge ask above print personality, right? So what that tells us right there, we're going to set up a game plan just on those prints alone right there. So 9 ask tells us that the market maker has the intentions for this to go 950 conservative at minimal. At minimal 950. In reality, should be 10. So 950 very conservative. However, now we need to identify: is this market maker telling us he's going to pull back to 850 to build first on that position, or is it going to be money time? And for us to identify that, we have to see the reaction prints. What has our reaction been? Has it been mostly buying or selling? Because if things going to run and it's going to be an exception, and we're just going to blast through 9 and blast through 950 the stock, and we're going to continue to wax, right? See, the volume is waxing. So if that's the case, we're going to see great buying under or above off level that is ballsy and large, that shows it's time now, right? And if it's the other case that we're going to 850, we're going to see that selling come in under the riders to come in. That's going to say they're going to take this short, right, back to 850, maybe even a couple of those print lines. We'd see the selling step in. So now we identified how much money that market maker needs to make, and then we identified the variables we needed to find for it to tell us timing. So I'm willing to risk about 25 cents, as the stock really should push to and make $1. So that's going to be like the risk to reward ratio there. I'm going to look for a trigger. I need that proper price action and volume. And it's pretty much, there's our game plan. That's what I'm running through in the morning. That's where I'm running through when sitting at 9. We know we have those great ask at 9. Rules say it needs to pull back, but it doesn't always work like that. Rules aren't always 100%, because if they were, everyone would be a 100% trader. It just doesn't work like that. The variables tell us variables help us identify which intentions the market makers have, right? Volume is absolutely great. They can acquire in this consolidation as much as they want. Volume is great. Now we're looking for 902. That just changed everything. I take a trigger here. 902 changed everything. That person has intentions. That person knows that this is going to push and this is going to be an exception. Why would you print like that? That's our trigger right there, by the way. Why would you print a 902 like that, heavy on the ask, if the stock was going to pull back to 850? That person knew that this is going to push to 950, conservative at least 10. So that comes back to timing. And that showed us that this is going to be an exception, and we take that trigger probably in around 920, and then now we're approaching 950. Can expect some more ask here. See, the volume is waxing. Do got to be careful with 950 ask, possible pullback, but again, 950 is conservative. The market maker at 9 didn't acquire all that at 9 for 50 cents, and the volume is still waxing. Very significant volume. That's money time volume. 950 ask. Great ask there. Not as big as 9, but still significant. And now we're pushing above. We're still in our position here. No reason to even take any off, honestly, at all. We're in our full position. Identifying and looking for more short-term buying to get us new buying above this 0.50 to show that we can get to 10. So we set up our game plan. We knew what to look for. Took our trigger, and we're up 50 plus cents right now on this trade. And then we'll reevaluate here at 10. We're continuing to wax. So that's a good sign right there. But as we know, waxing doesn't always last forever. So understanding that, and as we're coming to 10 being a psychological level, stocks love to come back to reality at psychological levels. Stocks love to come to an end of their exception time, their money time, at psychological levels. So keep in mind here, still pushing, still great volume. Some nice buying under 10. Should print at 10 here. Orders there. Boom. 10 aspirants. Now we have to be careful. No reason to get out fully yet, if at anything at all at this point, but I'm ready to start to scale out knowing 10 and aspirant at 10. So we have pretty much a few levels now without a proper pullback. Really from 850, 9, 950, 10, and pushing above without a proper pullback. And now we are pushing, and looks like we're going to halt. This happens when we're going to halt right here. This selling, the sell-off that occurs. It's just computers knowing that halt's going to come, so they're selling off. So now that we are halted, we just have a beautiful trade. We're stuck in this right now, which is fine. There's no reason to panic at all. You could have limited exposure above 10. I probably would have, but not very much, maybe 20-30%, just because this was pushing as an exception. As you can see, the volume was waxing, and that's not going to last forever, especially being above 10, pretty extended. You're going to expect when this opens, we're going to get a pullback, so I'm ready to take off the rest of my position when this opens. So let's review here. We set up our game plan based on the prints at 9, We set up whether it was going to follow the rules in terms of give us a pullback, or it was going to become an exception and be their money time and for them to make money on their position. And then we identified what we needed to look for within the tape for the market maker to tell us which one, right? So we did that. We took our trigger. We set our price target. It already blew past our price target. We set a stop loss in terms of risk to reward. Just an absolute beautiful trade. Alright guys, going to wrap this one up right after that. We hit our price target of 10. The trade does go on a little bit longer, and we do get a slightly bigger push up to like 10:50, 11 area. But I just wanted to wrap it up, keep this one short lesson, so you guys don't have to take too much time out of your day. So the main lesson here is understanding reaction prints that come in after prints, and then essentially the supporting prints tell us whether it's going to become an exception for it to become money time, or it's going to pull back and give us and follow the rules, right? So we need to really identify and focus in on the prints that come in off level after we get our controlling prints that tell us our price target, right? Because controlling prints, we can't make a trade without controlling prints. Controlling prints tell us overall direction, and off level and shorter term prints need to come in to tell us when and if it's going to pull back or not. So thanks if you made it this far. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. If you have any questions, you have any comments, feel free to give any insight. If you have any lessons that you want me to hit on, anything you want me to record, feel free to leave a comment or message me personally. Thanks all.